Hey y'all, this is Aaron, Urban Hillbilly, coming at you with another sneak peek. This here is my main man, Adam Schaffner, plenty of prints, Flying Fox Fruits, and we're at his spot today. We're going to be doing some grafting on some Adamoya, so be on the lookout for the new stuff we got coming out here. And without further ado, here's the main dog. He's going to tell you what we're doing today, and he's going to walk you through it step by step.
All right. Hey, everybody. Glad to have Aaron here with me. These are, what are these, Cherimoya rootstocks?
Yes, sir.
This is a good one to use in Florida. I heard people using Atamoya rootstock, Cherimoya rootstock, but I'd be careful if I was grafting an Atamoya. And if you put an Atamoya onto sugar apple, not as good, I've heard. You know what I mean? I personally haven't experimented with that so much. Did the dog bite you?
He licked me.
Okay. And then I haven't experimented with that much, but typically as a rule of thumb, when I'm grafting Atamoya, I'm putting it back onto either Atamoya or Cherimoya, not sugar apple. Even though they are compatible, I heard using sugar apple as a rootstock is not a good idea.
All right.
And then there's even certain Cherimoyas that are better than others, but you know, most of the ones you're gonna get from store are decent. You know, so Cherimoyas, there's different ways to graft these. Here's one right here where we'll just do a cleft graft. We're gonna take it down to like right here, knock it back. Make sure to clean off all your instruments with some kind of alcohol. I've heard people say don't use 91% because it evaporates, or you know what I mean, but whatever. This is 91. We spray it down. Get that kind of clean. Let that dry off too. You know, wipe it off on your shirt without cutting your shirt or something, but let that dry off. So if you go to cut when that alcohol's still on the blade, it'll mess up the wood. It'll burn the wood.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So just make sure it's either dried or wiped off and clean. You don't have to clean it every time you cut, but keep it clean. Set it somewhere clean. It's just gonna float over there somewhere. Let's go get a cutting. So this is the tree that you got right here.
All right.
And this is an old.
All right.
Keep going.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So this is the pet pak chong right here, and it's gone deciduous right now. So this is a good time to graft. You know, it's gone dormant or whatever. It's losing its leaves. And then when you're taking a cutting, you wanna, we'll take it back to here. We left a little chunk on there.
For the sprout.
Yeah, and they don't mind being cut back. It's almost like a guava. Every year after winter, you want to cut them back by about a third.
All right.
You know what I mean? Just take off anything that looks dead and weak and small branches and cut everything back by about a third or more. And so now we're going to look at these cuttings here. And then I like to just make sure it's still green. Like this is still green, it's still good. This could have been used, but we're not going to use it. We're going to take it back to like right here. You can see the bud right there. That's the bud that's going to come out, that little tiny thing. They're all along here. So each one of these could be a graft. Like if you want to get more, you could do one.
Yeah.
You could do two.
So you leave like 2 nodes or something like that?
You could just do one. That's called budding. But I'm not. I'm not budding today. Not today.
All right.
I mean, it's not hard. It's a little more. I'm not much of a budder. But this is buddings when you just use one bud, and so we're gonna get some of these nice grafts. I think that's pretty good like that.
Now if you're into selling like scions and stuff like that, and if you're a nurseryman and you're trying to earn a living, scions sell for $5-10 a piece, depending on what's the market on a Adamoya scion right now.
Who knows? Go try to find one. It's like, who knows?
Nobody's got it.
Yeah, you could get. Depends on what. For decent, usually if I sell a cutting, it's going to be a cutting about yay big that you can get 2 or 3 snips out of.
Yep.
I was selling them for $7 to $10. It just depends on variety.
Exactly. So if you're a nurseryman out there and you're trying to earn a living, he took 1 branch off of that tree, and he got like 8 cuttings off of it. So he made $40 right there, just off of 1 branch. And he probably was conservative. Would you say you were conservative with that cutting, or you took as much as you could get?
I feel like I could have got more cuts out of it. I could have budded it. If you're someone who's good at budding, I've done budding before. It's not hard, but it's just not my thing. So this one we just do a straight, like kind of like a cleft graft. You just come right down. I wrapped it with this special buddy tape. I didn't talk about that, but I'll show you next time I wrap it, how I wrap it up.
Okay.
And just gonna go straight on down, kind of at a little bit of an offset. And come down just like that a little bit. So you split it like that. And it was offset just a little bit. Sometimes I do that I don't know why.
It's hard, man, when something like that small. I mean,
No, I do it on purpose.
oh, you do it on purpose? Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I
do it.
understand.
It's just something I do on purpose. And then you always want to make nice flat cuts. There's a bevel side. This side's beveled. This side's not beveled. The flat side always goes towards what you're cutting, so you get those nice flat cuts.
All right.
And so that's cut to how I like it. And then this goes right in here like this. And then
Okay, now how do you line this up so you know, is it supposed to be
just like that. I mean,
okay? They got to be even on each side so that the cambium and all that.
You'd be so surprised what you can get away with when you think it didn't match up, but it does, and weird things happen. But you do see this green layer. It's hard to see on the camera. There's a green layer on the outside. That green layer.
Yeah, it's kind of in between the bark and the white.
They're matching up. See, like a U. See how they touch like that?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's got to be kind of close. They've got to at least overlap. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
They don't need to perfectly line up, but as long as you have some overlap there, they will take over. And you can just have one side connect too, but typically you want both sides connected. You know what I mean? And then you want to wrap tight, but not too tight, because you wrap too tight, you girdle.
Cut off the circulation.
But it does have to be kind of tight. You know what I mean? So
sure.
you're gonna have to figure. It's all dependent on the kind of wood you're grafting. But like avocados, certain times loquats, things like that, I don't wrap them too tight. You know what I mean? I'm wrapping this up just one more time, not super tight.
Just to make sure it sticks.
Yeah, you see I go into like a winding mode with this tape.
Yep.
So that's one right there. And then you're going to put that in the full sunlight. Too much shade, it won't take.
Really?
Yeah, too much
full
shade.
Sun, out in the elements.
Well, not out in the elements, but in the greenhouse.
In the greenhouse in full sun.
Yeah, but if it was spring, I would say out in the elements, full sun. You know what I mean? If there was no danger of frost at all.
So
let's do one more. You done? You want to keep going, or?
Yeah, we'll keep going. I mean,
you want me to do another one, or?
Yeah, let's see here. Oh,
Run out of time?
No, I think we're all right. All right, now, while Mr. Adam is doing his thing, getting prepped for the next graft, y'all been giving us a hard time about Jesus. And I'm just going to ask you one question. If we're wrong, the only thing we lost is your support, right? If you're wrong, what do you stand to lose? And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it right there, and we're going to roll back into doing some grafting here. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Here's the next graft.
Amen. I wanted to show you this because I keep talking about it, but if you really wanted to be conservative, you see each one of these is a node,
Yep.
And is a potential graft. So we'll try to bud one. I've done this before. It's not a big deal. It just means taking it down to...
right above the...
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll put this back. And then now you take this, and you're going to want to position that bud somewhere, like, you come straight down. You don't want to cut too deep because you'll cut right through.
Okay.
And then sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge, but there's that.
Okay.
And then I cut this thing just to match it. Like,
I'm going to zoom in.
Okay. Zooming's dangerous. Whenever I zoom in on my videos, people are like, don't zoom in.
I can't see what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't quite matter, but I'll hold it steady so you can see afterwards. But you see that cut there,
okay,
and then that cut there.
All right.
It's a long one, a flat
so
one.
the short one is to tuck in behind that little thing right there to hold it in place.
I guess that's what I've seen other people do, so that's what I did.
So it's almost like an approach graft.
I guess so. Yeah.
Kind of like a modified approach graft.
Well, there's nothing to approach. There's no other tree there, but yeah, it is kind of like it's like a cleft. I don't know what it is. it's something. But when you wrap it, you do have to make sure the whole thing's covered up.
Okay.
And then I got to go back over to make sure that's real tight and there's no light coming through right here.
All right. Now I got a friend, Doug Lamar. I don't know if you know him or not,
nope,
but he likes to take electrical tape and go over the top of it to black it out. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I've never done that. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary for what I'm doing. But maybe there's some kind of special application where it helps. But I've never done that. I've seen people use all sorts of stuff though. You know what I mean? This is a special tape called Buddy tape, and it's expensive. You can get it on Amazon and stuff. But you got to make sure when you buy a roll, it's not an old roll. They'd be selling old rolls that are brittle.
Okay.
They last a good year and a half at least. This is an older roll, but it's still good if you store it right.
Now that roll right there is how many feet you reckon comes in that?
I don't even know, but it's enough to last me almost a year.
A whole year, and we pay what, that $25, something like that.
I think it was, but now the price has got to have gone up.
Oh,
It's
that's
like
crazy.
patented in Japan, but you see how that's budded? That's just one little bud right there. You know what I mean? At the bottom, and then so
Okay.
we can take this right now and crack it like that, so
All right.
to force. And then once you see a bud come out of here, let it come out, and don't let nothing grow from this. And then once that's set off a piece of leaves, you cut it. You know what I mean?
All right.
Let that take over.
So you just broke out the top of that to force nutrients into that bud.
Just to force it to branch from the bottom. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
I understand.
It wouldn't be that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
All right. Groovy. Well, we got lots of work to do. We hope y'all like that. Remember to help us out with a like, share, and subscribe. riversofprovision.com. You know, the Urban Hillbilly. Check us out. We'll send you our availability list. We got like 400 varieties of fruit trees. Anything you want to say about Flying Fox Fruits? And
I'm up on eBay. So basically, you know, I don't know how exactly. There's a way you type in ebay.com/Flying Fox Fruits user, or is it user? There's some way you type in my name and find me, or just type in Grafted Plinia. And then usually I hang my shirt in the logo so you can see like it's my listing. It's got my logo usually. But anyway, there's a lot of good sellers on there, but be careful when you're buying on eBay. And my website, I've got a website, but there's not a lot of stuff for sale there. But usually eBay and social media. I'm on YouTube. Check me on YouTube. Flying Fox Fruits on YouTube. And, you know, get on the comments and make fun of me on there. Let's have some fun.
all right, y'all. We hope you like that. Remember to help us out with a like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on the flip.